For 26 years they forgot my birthday, but when 150 guests showed up for hers I was gone. I stared at the faded calendar on my kitchen wall, the one I'd hung there as a reminder of all the days that slipped by unnoticed. Today marked my 27th birthday, but like the 26 before it, the phone didn't ring. No cards in the mail, no surprise visits. Just the quiet hum of the fridge and the distant laughter from the house next door. My family's house, where preparations were underway for something far grander. My sister Elena's 25th birthday bash. Invitations had gone out months ago. 150 guests, a rented venue, caterers, a live band. The kind of extravaganza that screamed, "You're special," in neon lights. And me? I'd be gone by then, vanished like the ghost I'd always been in their eyes. It started innocently enough, or so I told myself growing up. Born just 2 years before Elena, I was the quiet one, the accidental first child in a family that seemed to bloom only after her arrival. Mom and Dad were young, struggling artists in a cramped apartment, pouring their dreams into canvases and scripts that never sold. My birthdays were afterthoughts. A hurried cake from the corner store if they remembered, or excuses about tight budgets. "Next year, sweetie," Mom would say, her eyes already drifting to Elena's latest drawing pinned proudly on the fridge. Elena, with her golden curls and infectious giggle, was the sun around which our family orbited. Her first birthday was a spectacle. Relatives from out of state, homemade banners, a pile of gifts that spilled onto the floor. I was 3 watching from the sidelines, clutching a toy I'd gotten for Christmas instead. By elementary school, the pattern solidified. My birthdays fell in the shadow of back-to-school chaos or Elena's dance recitals. "We forgot" became the refrain, followed by half-hearted apologies and promises. One year on my 10th, I waited all day for them to notice. Dad came home late from work. Mom was baking for Elena's school bake sale. They collapsed on the couch, laughing about some inside joke. I went to bed hungry for more than just cake, the sting of invisibility burrowing deep into my chest. Elena's parties, though? Legendary. Pony rides at 8, a magician at 12, sleepovers with themed decorations that turned our living room into a fairy tale. Friends envied her, but I envied the love that fueled it all. High school amplified the hurt. I excelled quietly, straight A's, debate team captain, but accolades went unpraised. Elena's C average was celebrated as creative spirit, her art shows attended by the whole family. My 16th birthday? Forgotten amid planning her sweet 16, a blowout with a DJ and rented limos. I spent the evening alone in my room, tears soaking my pillow, wondering what I'd done to deserve erasure. Was I too plain? Too unremarkable? The questions festered, turning sadness into a slow-burning rage. I started keeping a journal documenting each oversight. Year 17, nothing. Elena got a new phone for her half-birthday. It was my private archive of neglect, a testament to the family that saw me as an afterthought. College offered escape. I moved out at 18, scholarships paving the way to a state university far from home. Calls home were sporadic. They rarely initiated. My birthdays passed in dorm rooms with makeshift celebrations from friends who become my chosen family. But the wound never fully healed. I'd scroll through social media, seeing Elena's life in vibrant posts. Vacations funded by parents, her budding career as an influencer, sponsored trips and brand deals. Mom and Dad beamed in every photo, captions gushing about their pride and joy. Me? A like on my graduation post, no visit to the ceremony. The disparity gnawed at me, a constant ache that therapy sessions only dulled. Then came the turning point. Last year, on my 26th, I decided to test them. I sent a group text. "Hey family, my birthday's coming up. Maybe we could do dinner." Silence for days, then a rushed reply from Mom. "Oh honey, we're swamped with Elena's gallery opening. Rain check." That night I shattered a glass against the wall, the shards mirroring my fractured heart. Enough. For 26 years, I'd been the forgotten one, the reliable shadow. But shadows can slip away unnoticed. I began planning meticulously, channeling the organizational skills I'd honed in my marketing job. First, I saved aggressively, building a nest egg for a fresh start. I applied for jobs in Seattle, far from our Midwest town, landing a senior position at a tech firm with a salary that dwarfed my current one. I scouted apartments online, envisioning a life where I defined my worth. But the revenge? It crystallized around Elena's upcoming milestone. She'd been hyping her 25th for months. The party of the decade. Invites boasted 150 guests, a rooftop venue with fireworks, custom cocktails named after her adventures. Mom and Dad were footing the bill, of course, their retirement savings dipped into for their golden child. I played along, RSVPing yes, even offering to help with decorations. "That's sweet of you, Alex," Elena said over the phone, her voice dripping with that effortless charm. "But we've got it covered. Just show up and have fun." Fun. The word twisted like a knife. I smiled through gritted teeth, confirming details while secretly packing my life into boxes. I sold furniture quietly, donated clothes, arranged for movers. My boss knew. Friends swore secrecy. The day before the party, I'd drive to the airport, board a one-way flight and vanish. Emotions swirled as the date approached. Guilt flickered. Were they really that bad? Memories of rare kindnesses surfaced. Dad teaching me to ride a bike, Mom's hugs after a bad day. But they were outliers, drowned by years of favoritism. Anger surged stronger. Why her, always her? Sadness lingered. A hollow in my chest for the family I never truly had. Yet, beneath it, a spark of empowerment ignited. This wasn't just leaving. It was reclaiming my narrative. The morning of my 27th, Elena's party eve. I woke to a text from Mom. "Can't wait to see you tonight. Elena's so excited." No mention of my day. I laughed bitterly, brewing coffee in my nearly empty apartment. Boxes lined the walls, labeled for the moving truck arriving at dawn. I spent the day tying loose ends. Banking transfers, utility cancellations, a final walk through town. Nostalgia tugged, but resolve held firm. By evening, as guests began arriving at the venue, I was en route to the airport, my car loaded with essentials. I imagined the scene unfolding. The rooftop aglow with string lights, laughter echoing over champagne toasts. Elena in a designer dress, center stage, basking in adoration. Mom and Dad mingling, proud parents extraordinaire. Then the realization, where's Alex? Calls would go to voicemail. Texts unanswered. Panic might set in, but by then I'd be airborne, soaring toward a new horizon. Landing in Seattle felt like rebirth. Rain slicked the streets, washing away the past. My new apartment overlooked the sound. Waves whispering promises of peace. I unpacked slowly, hanging that old calendar as a relic, not a reminder. Days turned to weeks. The job invigorated me, colleagues becoming friends. Social media notifications piled up. Missed calls, frantic messages. "Alex, where are you?" "We're worried sick." Elena's post. A party photo with a caption. "Best night ever but missing my sib. Hope you're okay." I didn't respond immediately. Let them stew as I'd stewed for years. When I finally did, it was a single email. "I'm fine. Starting over in Seattle. For 26 years you forgot my birthday. Today was my 27th, still nothing. Enjoy the party. I'm done being forgotten." Attachments. Scanned pages from my journal. Each forgotten birthday chronicled in painful detail. No malice, just truth. The revenge wasn't destruction. It was absence. The void they created reflected back. Responses flooded in. Apologies, excuses, pleas for forgiveness. Mom's voice cracked in voicemails. "We didn't realize. We love you." Dad's emails rambled about mistakes. Elena's texts. "I had no idea it hurt this much. Come back." But words couldn't erase decades. I set boundaries, limited contact, therapy suggestions for them. Healing was mine to claim. Months later, on Elena's half-birthday, another invented celebration, I received a package. A cake, cards from the family, even a check from Dad. "Making up for lost time," the note read. I smiled, not bitterly, but with quiet triumph. I'd forced them to see me, not by staying and screaming, but by leaving and thriving. Revenge, I learned, wasn't about hurting them. It was about honoring myself. And in that I found the sweetest gift of all, freedom.